Hey guys, today I'm handing you a key. But not just any key. This one unlocks something most men never discover. It changes everything about how you understand women, power, and respect in a relationship. By the time you finish this video, you won't just know how to get a woman's respect. You'll know how to command it without yelling, arguing, or begging. You'll understand how to shape the dynamic, not with words, but with action. Because here's the truth no one teaches you. Women don't follow what you say. They follow what happens when they don't. Now, before we go deeper, let me give you a warning. What I'm about to share is potent. It's powerful. And like anything powerful, it can build or destroy. So I'm asking you, use it with intention, with integrity. Use it to lead, not manipulate. Because once you learn this, you'll never feel the need to over-explain yourself again. You'll stop chasing approval. And most of all, you'll never lose control of your frame. This is more than a tip, it's a foundation. So stick with me to the very end. Because the moment this clicks for you, she'll never look at you the same way again. Let's get into it. I want you to picture that you have a dog. Let's call him Diesel. Now, Diesel has no leash, no gate, just unlimited freedom. What happens? He runs wild wherever he pleases. He chases cars. He tears up the lawn. He jumps on guests. He has no clue about rules or boundaries. Now fast forward. One day you install an invisible fence, a limit Diesel can't see, but he feels it when he crosses. Here's what that looks like. The first time he crosses, he gets shocked. He's caught off guard and unsure because he doesn't know what just happened. So he tests it again, another shock. Slowly he connects the dots. A few more shocks and Diesel stops pushing the line. He figures out where that limit is and stays far inside it. In time, the shock isn't needed. He no longer wants to cross. The limit is etched into him and staying inside it becomes natural. Now apply that to women. Women test men the same way dogs test boundaries. If there's no reaction, she assumes no line exists. Now hear this part clearly because it's crucial. A woman without boundaries is a woman with no direction. And without direction, she drifts into chaos, whether she knows it or not. Women crave order. If you don't give it, she'll build her own. And when that happens, you've already lost control. Now that you've fully grasped the mindset behind the invisible fence, let's get into how to apply it in your life, with women. Number 1. Establish your boundaries from the very start. So here's the deal. If you let things slide early on, the game's already lost. She needs to know from day one what's acceptable and what's not. If she cancels last minute, don't reschedule. She learns that flaking has weight. If she mentions other men to spark jealousy, you calmly shut it down. She learns that tactic doesn't land. If she gets disrespectful, withdraw your presence instantly. She learns that bad behavior leads to silence. Each time she crosses the line, she needs to feel the sting. Not through yelling, not through pleading, but through correction. Just like a dog learns the invisible fence by feeling the boundary, women respond to consequence, not talk. If you're inconsistent, if you enforce your line some days and ignore it on others, she quickly senses the gap. The boundary starts to fade. And what does a dog do when the shock disappears? It bolts. Same thing here. But if you reinforce your standard every time, no emotion, no conflict, just action and consequence, she learns exactly where the line is. And over time, she respects it naturally. Number 2. Reward compliance, punish resistance. Women respond to emotional signals. If she does something that supports your standards, show appreciation through attention, presence, or praise. But if she pushes back, challenges your values, or crosses a line, you pull back, you correct, and if needed, you walk away. No debates, no drawn-out talks. Men argue when they're trying to convince, but real men don't need to convince, they enforce. Most guys overthink this, but it's not complicated. Women are emotional by nature. They're drawn to what feels good and avoid what doesn't. So if you make good behavior feel rewarding, and make poor behavior feel like disconnection, she'll recalibrate. not because you begged, but because her instincts won't let her lose you. Number 3, train her through experience, not explanation. Here's what most men miss. A woman won't follow rules just because you say so. She follows the identity she believes she holds in your world. You don't force her to obey, you influence how she sees herself. Because women don't just act, they become what they believe they are. If she starts to see herself as the kind of woman who respects your lead, she'll naturally begin acting in ways that match that vision. This is how high-value men lead, without force, without resistance. They don't demand loyalty. They create a space where a woman wants to give it. For example, she brings you a meal, takes care of you. Don't just say thanks. Say, I love how nurturing you are. Not many women know how to treat a man like that. Now she sees herself as nurturing, and she'll double down on it. Not for approval, but because you mirrored that identity back to her. She supports your decisions. You say, that's why I value you. You actually trust a man to lead. Now submission becomes a sign of confidence, not weakness. But let's say she crosses a line. You don't snap or lecture, you calmly withdraw. When she corrects her behavior, you don't gloat. You say, that's what I expect from a woman who values a real man. Now she links respect to her own standards, not just yours. Because women don't change through pressure. They change through identity. When your leadership feels like something that elevates her, not something that limits her, she won't resist your direction. She'll embrace it. And soon enough, she'll start training herself. Number 4, never move the fence. Imagine this. Your dog Diesel gets shocked for crossing the boundary on Monday. But Tuesday, the system glitches. The fence goes down. Now Diesel is sprinting through the neighborhood, digging holes, doing whatever he pleases. What do you do once you catch it? Do you shrug it off and act like it never happened? Of course not. You correct Diesel immediately. Because the fence only works when it's unbreakable. Now apply this to women. If your boundary is enforced one day and ignored the next, guess what? She stops taking you and your standards seriously. Women constantly test to see if your rules are real. Not to be difficult, but to see if you actually stand for anything. Let's say she wears something you don't respect, and you stay silent. She disrespects you in front of others, and you brush it off. She crosses a line, and instead of holding firm, you fold. Each time you've made the same fatal mistake. You told her the fence is fake. And once she sees that your limits can be pushed without consequence, she stops respecting you. And here's the cold truth. When respect dies, attraction dies with it. So remember, your boundaries aren't up for debate. They're not flexible. They are law. And if you ever negotiate the fence, you might as well not have one at all. Step 5. Become the master. A dog doesn't stay loyal to its master just because it likes him. It stays loyal because that master provides something it can't easily find anywhere else. Food, shelter, safety, leadership, companionship. The deeper the dog's dependence, the stronger its bond. Now picture a stray. It runs wild. No owner, no direction, no real attachment. But the moment that stray finds someone who feeds it, shields it from harm, gives it purpose and care, everything shifts. That dog latches on, not just out of gratitude, but out of need. And women? They operate the same way. Women don't fall for a man, they fall for what he provides. Emotionally, physically, mentally. Your job isn't to impress her, it's to replace what she's missing. Just like the dog becomes loyal to the one who feeds and protects it, a woman becomes loyal to the man who fills her emotional gaps. If she's craving safety, give her emotional stability. Be the calm in her storm. The man who never folds under pressure. She'll start leaning on you quietly, depending on your presence. If she thrives on validation, you control the supply. Not in excess. Not for free. You give it only when she earns it. And suddenly she's working harder, not for attention, but for your approval. If she seeks direction, you become her compass. Not by force, but by being the man with a clear vision. Women follow the man who knows where he's going. So become the master. Not by dominance, but by being the one she can't replace. A woman naturally begins to look to you for direction when she sees that your judgment is solid and your leadership is consistent. It's not about giving her everything she wants on a silver platter. It's about creating a dynamic where she starts to need you to feel those things. The more she connects you with what she craves, security, clarity, validation, the deeper her attachment grows. And with that attachment comes fear. Fear of losing access to you. Because she knows, what she gets from you doesn't come from just any man. Most men get this wrong. They think training a woman means explaining everything with logic. It doesn't. It means speaking to her emotions, not her intellect. It means managing the emotional temperature of every interaction. Just like a dog doesn't understand words, but feels the impact of structure, discipline, and consistency. A woman responds to patterns, to emotional reinforcement, to invisible signals that tell her when she's aligned with you, and when she's not. When you do this right, something powerful happens. She stops testing. She stops pushing. Because she now knows, you don't flinch and you don't fold. You're not a game she can play. You're the standard she rises to meet. You'll start to see her invest more deeply in you, because what she earns, she values. She stays aligned not out of fear, but because she understands that crossing the line means risking you. Master what I just laid out, and here's the truth. You'll never have to train a woman again. She'll train herself, just to keep you. If this video gave you any value, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on leading your life and relationships with calm, confidence, and quiet strength. Until next time, stay sharp, stay grounded. Catch you in the next video.